We will start with truck parking funding that EU increased in response to industry calls. The European Commission has announced additional funding of 60 million euros to build and improve safe parking areas. This funding under the 2023 call of the Connecting Europe facility has been awarded to more than 10 projects in 7 EU countries. IRU EU Advocacy Director Raluca Marian highlighted that the lack of parking and rest facilities is discouraging many from joining the profession. This new financial package is an important step towards addressing the driver shortage crisis in the EU and improving their working conditions. This investment is in addition to the 141 million euros allocated area which supported the development of some 70 truck parking facilities in the EU. The Commission is expected to announce a further 320 million euros in funding by September 2024. The plan should adapt eligibility rules and promote training programs to facilitate access to EU funding for small investors and operators. Safe parking areas are essential for the well-being of drivers and their professional success. Nowadays we can hear a lot of complaints regarding parking spaces. It's visible, especially during weekends on motorways, that they are full. I mean, it is difficult to park even a normal vehicle at the weekend. So it is a huge problem right now in Europe, and also it is going to be worse when the longer trucks that I've talked about last week will be visible, start to be visible and on motorways. And what else? Charging for electric cars will be also reduce spaces on parking spaces. So it is all connected. The next case, the next information is about a fine for a transport company for 449 illegal cabotage cases. It is this is from Germany. The Cologne District Court has ruled in a major case involving a breach of the Road Transport Act. A transport company in southwest Germany was held liable for 449 cases of breach of customer liability under Section 7C of the Act. The company had contracted with 2 foreign carriers for 449 shipments that they didn't comply with cabotage regulation, including the lack of prior cross-border transport and failure to observe the 4-day cooling-off period after 3 cabotage transports. Commercial customers of transport services are obliged to verify the validity of authorizations, such as EU licenses, to the companies they hire and ensure their lawful use. In this case, the company didn't adequately control the carrier's compliance with these rules. As a result, the court imposed a forfeiture of 72 euros and a fine of 17,928 euros on the CEO of the company, of the German company. This decision underlines the importance of compliance with transport regulations and the responsibility of road transport companies when hiring carriers. So it is also a common problem, especially in Germany. Yes. Now, Spain. Low emission zones in Spain. Consult them from a single website. A total of 149 Spanish cities are obliged to implement a low emission zone in their municipalities according to the Climate Change and Energy Transition Law of 2021. To help hauliers adapt to these regulations, the Catalan Hauliers Association, Estacondo, in collaboration with the Royal Automobile Club of Catalonia and with the support of the Department de Territori de la Generalitat de Catalunya, has created a specific website. This platform provides updated information on the implementation of low emission zones throughout Spain, including accesses, timetables, exemptions, and sanctions, thus facilitating the management and compliance with regulations for the road freight transport sector. The link to access this information is here. It's www.astac.info. You can find it here. You can, of course, select language, or you can here translate using normal translators in your browsers. Okay, now news from Norway. Tune truck reported with steering wheel from the 60s, illegal headlights, no brakes, EBS disconnected. A tuned articulated a tuned articulated truck has been reported for multiple irregularities during an inspection in Romslo, Norway. Among the infractions were an old steering wheel, more than 50 years old, reflective stickers on the front, the EBS system on the semi-trailer disconnected, and worn brake pads. During the inspections operation, which covered some 80 trucks, a nearly 2-decade-old Scania R belonging to a Central and Eastern Europe company was found. Although the vehicle had many modern additions, several safety violations and lighting requirements were detected. Among the problems identified were a backlight steering wheel that eliminated safety features such as the driver's airbag and various attachments on the windshield that affected the driver's visibility. In addition, the truck was circulating without electric tolls and had many previously sanctioned for the same infraction. The company was fined nearly 4,000 euros and ordered to remove all prohibited items before allowing them to the truck to continue operating. Oh my god. Okay, and now we finally have got some assistance cases from our assistant department or call center, whatever you call it. 1,001 euro for taking weekly rest in truck's cabin. The customer's truck was stopped in Spain by Guardia Civil officers near the city of Cantabria. During the inspection, the officers found violations of the driver's rest rules. The driver had spent his weekly rest in the cab of the truck. A fine of €1,001 was imposed on the company for this offense. As the customer wants to appeal the fine, they contacted the assistance department to pay the fine as a deposit. In Spain, fines can be paid in two ways. It is very important for you to know. The entire amount as a deposit, which can be appealed or worth a 30% discount. If the driver pays on the spot with a discount, with the discount, then there is no appeal against such a fine. In this case, the customer decided to pay the fine as a deposit. I mean the whole amount of €1,001. The assistance department arranged the payment within 30 minutes, and after the payment, the driver was allowed to leave. And our legal department will be able to appeal in such situation because they decided to pay the whole fine as a deposit. Yeah. And now we are moving to France. €4,250 for bad work organization and also exceeding the driving time. We were contacted by our long-term customer when one of the truck has been stopped for a control in France. The inspectors decided to put a fine of €4,250 for bad work organization. The driver wasn't able to pay the fine, so the company asked us for help. Assistance department confirmed all the necessary data and managed to organize the payment within 20 minutes. Everything went smoothly and the truck was released shortly after. All the paperwork was done. And now some cases from our legal department. We have Valencia, a case from May 2024 for alleged infraction consisting of lack of the driver's certificate, and a file with a sanction of €2,001 has been won. Ministry, May 2023 for alleged infraction consisting of not paying the invoice within the legal term. A file with a sanction of €401 has been won. Then Murcia, May 2023 for alleged infraction consisting of lack of daily rest. The sanction of a fine has been reduced from €1,001 to €400. Spain, Valencia, March 2024, 21st for alleged infraction consisting of lack of driver's certificate, and the sanction of a fine has been reduced from €2,000 to €600. Castilla y León, May 2024 for alleged infraction consisting of lack of daily rest. The sanction of a fine has been reduced from €400 to €100. And now I would like to talk a little bit about some cases from the roads. The first case is from Germany. 3 trucks and a truck and accident. A2 in Sachsen again in fire. Exactly a year ago, on the 29th of August, an accident connected to a massive fire occurred on the A2 motorway in Germany. 2 trucks drivers were killed in the scene. 5 vehicles were destroyed, and the entire truck roadway required a multi-day renovation. I mentioned this because on the A2 in Sachsen, exactly very close to the previous case from last year, again took place, tragic scenes took place. We are talking about yesterday's collision of the truck of 3 trucks and a motorhome vehicle, which occurred in the vicinity of the parking lot of Bern North, west of Magdeburg. Once again, it started with a drive over to the back in a traffic jam created before the renovation narrowing of the roadway, and the consequence of everything turned out to be powerful fire, covering 3 lanes and a lane of greenery. Please take a look. It's here, visible here. Oh my god. Yeah.
Die Rauchwolke.
It looks very seriously. I see that this truck is probably from Poland. We will check. According to local police, the perpetrator of the incident was 65 years old, a Polish truck driver who didn't notice the resulting embroilment and drove a camping car standing in front of him. The strength of this impact pushed the motorhome into another truck and it hit another set. And then the wreckage of the camping car burst into flames, which gradually moved to all the vehicles involved in the event. Unfortunately, a car passenger was killed on the spot. The second person traveling in this vehicle was seriously injured, as was the truck driver, from which the whole accident began. The drivers of 2 more sets hit in the later phase of the accident were fortunately harmless. The fire was meant to be completely closed by the A2 motorway on both roads. It was only around 6:30 p.m., more than 6 hours after the accident. Partial traffic to the east on the road was restored. The roadway to the west on which the incident occurred may remain closed until Friday morning, until today's morning. The main detour takes place on the National Road B1, having a parallel millage, and you have to expect powerful traffic jams there. So please be careful, especially now when we have long weekend in most of the countries in Europe. Yes, and now I will talk about intensified controls and high traffic. Special operation of the Spanish services begins. The general directors of road traffic will start on August. Today, actually, will start today at 3 p.m. They will start a special operation which will last until Sunday, 18th of August at 12 p.m. During these 5 days, around 8 million long distance journeys are expected across Spain. On this long weekend, in addition to the trips related to the end of the first half of August, there will be also trips to the seaside towns and recreational areas, as these are days of rest in the peak season of the holiday season. Therefore, preventive measures such as speed checks and tests for alcohol and drugs carried out by Guardia Civil road traffic police officers will be tightened. The checks will continue throughout the next week as part of a special campaign to raise awareness of the risk of driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. To facilitate traffic in the most crowded places, additional temporary lanes and traffic lights will be introduced, as well as alternative roads. Roads works have been suspended, and the organization of sporting events and other events occupying the road has been halted. The traffic of trucks, especially those carrying certain goods, was also limited on selection sections. Selected sections. For details on the bans in Spain, please visit traffic ban. Yes, it is very important. You can open trafficban.com, select your language, and you will be able to read about all the traffic jams and restrictions. Okay. Okay, and I think that this is all that I've prepared for you for today. I will see you, or you will see me, on Monday at 12. Thank you for your attention, and see you next week. I wish you a very nice long weekend.